my Blitz day one. This really isn't the Blitz day one plan because while we do have a content, like a pack schedule for the first night, this is more of an entire, we're going to go through my base investments and my base plan throughout the entire weekend. We're not going to go too much into like what we're going to do tonight, because tonight in the first night, as always, is just chaos, and it's kind of, you don't really know what you're going to do and what is the best thing to do until it actually happens. So yes, we're getting a 93 plus pack tonight, ×2. We're getting a most feared pack, a team of the week pack, but we won't really know exactly the best thing to do. So this is gonna be more kind of a day one plan slash like kind of all together plan. My day 2, day 3, day 4 videos will be more detailed on exactly what we're doing, just to more like plan out on what packs are dropping at what time. But this video is gonna be we got four base investments that I'm making throughout the weekend. Let's get into it. Oh, by the way, before I wanted to get into it, the market's crazy. Like already, before even Blitz has technically started, officially started at what, 8 p.m. West Coast time tonight, the market's already down. I mean, it is pandemonium right now. Even on the upper end, on the high end market, it is crazy. But getting into the first of 4 main investments for Blitz, the first one is going to be very, very simple, very self-explanatory. It's just going to be training, right? Training, and I know you guys always ask, like, oh, we buy training, right? When is the eventual, like, sell date? Well, the sell date for training, for me personally, is going to be zero chill. We're buying training right now at its low point, at its, floor. And then eventually, right, we'll wait until zero chill, and then zero chill will bring an insane demand to training, because training can always be converted to snow, eventually to presence, whereas right now training has 0 demand, hence why it has gone from 10 to 5 in a matter of a few hours. That is the power of the TVP. Now, the price wise of training that I am targeting, and I do think training, by the way, gets even lower tonight. Usually training the first night of Blitz is the cheapest, if you are curious. It was last year. It's probably gonna be the same this year. 5 is the max I want to pay. 5 per is the like ceiling I would pay for training. In the mid 4s and closer to 4 would make me feel warm and fuzzy. That's where it'd be like, okay, you're gonna eventually make bank on training that you do buy. It's a great number. We really hoped that training would even get down to like 6 or 7. I kind of always said, like, you know what, I think it gets down to like 4 or 5, and then, I mean, we don't even have the insane Blitz supply from packs and from Blitz Bolts offers. We just have these early bird offers, and it's already down to 5, which is awesome to see. But yes, training, and there's not really like a specific card to buy at the current moment. It's just it's a wait and see. It'll adapt every day. There'll be a new cheapest training card to buy probably every single day, every single hour. It will change. But again, my price max I would pay is 5 per. Like, you can pay 5 per. It's the max I'm paying. If I see 5 per, I'm buying it. Max I'm paying. But I do want to get closer into like the mid 4s and the low 4s. Next up, we've got our Blitz Bolts players. I like to call them LTDs. Now, on the chart here, we're gonna there's 2 schedules EA put out. Now, we're focused on all the cards below Anthony Barr. That is Minkah Fitzpatrick, Breece Hall, Olave, Crosby, Lindstrom, and Troy Anderson. These cards, and there will be more cards you guys have seen, like there's other 92s, 91s, 90s, and they'll be circulated throughout the weekend. These cards are essentially LTDs. They are only in the game. They are only put onto the market while they're available in the Blitz store. Once their offer expires, the supply of them is cut off until they get redux, and that usually doesn't happen until January, or like it's like mid-January it happens for Blitz cards. Now, this was a thing we did all of last year, right? Last year was like there was 4 of us, 4 players every single day that we would buy, and it's just a simple process of you buy at night or throughout the day. Once the card is removed from the store, the Blitz offer store, the card goes up in price because there's no more supply, and there's still high demand. There's still a high demand for these cards. So something we did all of last year. Now, price-wise, we don't know exactly. These cards are typically really, really close to training. So for a 90 overall, for example, the 90 overall Troy Anderson that we're getting, he's probably going to be close to like 50K. He's probably going to be like 60, 65K if I had to guess. We'll have to wait and see what prices these cards are. But either way, I'm going to be buying them. The first night of cards last year was amazing. Derwin James was less than 70K. He was the cheapest training last year, and I bought a ton of him. It went up to like 90, 100K a few days later. The plan is the same this year. We're just going to be buying these guys while they are in the Blitz store, and then once they go out, you can either sell them like in the first 24 to 48 hours, make your 5 to 10K your small profit, or you can wait a week or 2 weeks, They are the cheapest training again, so you can kind of like hold on to them, I guess, until zero chill. They'll rise with training. It's really up to you on when you want to sell, but I just want to introduce you that we are going to be buying these technical Blitz Bolts LTD players throughout the weekend as they are in the store, and then once they get removed, they hopefully will go up in price. But yes, what the players, I'll flash the screen up, the list of the players up on the screen. Tonight, I guess we're going to be buying Breece Hall, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Max Crosby, Olave, Troy Anderson, and Chris Lindstrom. It's going to be probably new players every single day. But yep, Blitz Bolts LTDs is kind of the second big investment we're going to be making throughout Blitz. Next up, we've got our team of the week, Matthew Berry cards. And this isn't one of our main, this isn't something you're going to go out and buy 50 of each card. You're going to sprinkle in this investment throughout the week. And if you are unaware, there's supposed to be a set at the end of Season 2. If you collect all of the Matthew Berry team of the week cards, you're supposed to get a really, really good prize. And now is, there's never going to be a better time to pick up these cards, as they are closest to training value, and training value is super cheap right now. You're going to pick these guys up as all Season 2 ends in, 2 weeks, I think it is. So this weekend is going to be the best time to pick up these guys. The cards we can go off. I have the cards already memorized, but Deion Jackson is, or Dante, I don't know. That one's, okay, Deion Jackson, Deion Johnson. That's the first one. And all these players you're going to want to get to closest to training value. Kenneth Walker III. So 89 overalls, for example, somewhere around the 40K mark. That's at like 5.5 to 6 per. That's close to training value. DeAndre Hopkins is the last 89 overall. 90 overalls are quite expensive, I will say. The first one being Sauce Gardner. He's close to 100K, so maybe try to get him like 70, 80K sometime. That's weekend. 100K, by the way, for a 90 is exactly 10 per, so it's almost double of what training is. But these cards are very, very rare. The next one is 90 overall CD Lamb. Again, he is around 100K, so 70, 80,000 coins is probably gonna be my eventual target price. And once again, the target prices will be more detailed and defined as we go throughout the weekend. But right now, because we don't know exactly how, like, where the supply, like, is there gonna be an insane supply of community cards tonight? We don't really know exactly. CD Lamb, and then the last card, as you do know, we got a card this week. Patrick Mahomes, don't know why he got a 90 overall Matthew Berry card, but he did. He's a little bit cheaper since he is still in the current team of the week, so he's getting packed a lot more frequently. He's like 85K. I expect we're probably going to get him for like 65, 70K sometime throughout this weekend. Once again, you're not going out and buying 10, 15, 20 of these cards. We know sprinkle in 2 or 3 if you've got the coins. Yeah, that's the team of the week Matthew Berry investments. Let's move on to the last and final of the core Blitz investments. The last investment is something we've already talked about earlier this week, and that is team builder investments. I do think team builders is going to be dropping. It's got to be dropping like soon, right? It's got to either be dropping next Thursday, sometime throughout Zero Chill. We are way overdue for team builder 2s, man. Whether they're 88 overalls, 89, 90 overalls, it doesn't really matter. We are focused on buying a few select overalls, since it's pretty consistent on what overalls go into these sets. Last year, it was odd numbers, since odd numbers were the lowest ones in the exchange packs. What I mean by that is, you would exchange 80 to 82s for an 83 to 84. And that way, when you went into a set, a lot of times it required an 83/84 card. Well, this year, it's more so even numbers. So we're going to be targeting your 80 to 81 overall cards. Right now, they're going for a little bit under 2,000 coins. Again, love these prices on these cards. It's really close to training value, for being honest, but it's just something super cheap. And I'll say this, team builder investing, this is something you're going to want to do like off on the side. It's not your primary thing. So like tonight at 8 p.m. West Coast time, you're not going to want to be sniping, right, team builder investments. You're going to be wanting to go after training, team of the week, and your Blitz players. This is something you want to do when there's really nothing to do at the current time. There's nothing crazy to snipe during the Blitz promo. This is your side hustle, I would say. Next up, 82 overalls. These cards in the low 2s is the number you're going to want to hit. 2.5 would be the max I'd pay for an 82 overall. And you can buy 83s, but you're not going to see them up as much as you are going to see 82s as you see. I think I buy Kirk Cousins in this video for 2,000 coins. 84 overalls for 5,000 coins or less is my target price. And the theme of this entire video really is like, we're picking up investments at that close to 5 per training value, but we're picking up investments that have multiple ways of going up outside of training just going, because we know training is going to go back up for Zero Chill. but we're picking up different types of investments that could go up for different reasons, being, you know, the Blitz LTDs are going to run out of supply, the Team of the Week Matthew Berries are going to be used in a set, and these cards, of course, these specific overalls are going to be used hopefully in team builder sets. So that's really all we're doing with our investments this weekend. 84 overalls, under 5,000 coins, and then 86 overalls I've sprinkled in. I would not buy that many of these because if we get 88 overall team builders, 86s will not be involved whatsoever. This is more like if we get 90 overall team builders, for example, then there'll probably be 186 as a requirement. I would say under 10,000 coins for an 86 overall. But yeah, that's your team builders, just short and sweet. 80s, 82s, 84s, and 86s. Even numbers this year. If you pull them, I guess just hold on to them in your binder. Last little thing for the Blitz overall plan. I know a lot of you guys are asking, like, LTDs, like, when are you? My plan never changed with my LTDs. I've said for weeks that I'm holding and most likely going to be selling, right, my extras, my Zach Martins, and now my Casey Haywards, my Allen, not going to say his last name. My plan is to sell them the first night of Blitz, so later tonight. I'm hoping a lot of these cards get scooped up and their supply diminishes fast. I even bought some Trequillins yesterday for less than 700, and he's looking, you know, he's creeping up there. There's less and less each hour I look of Trequillin. Now he's up to 770. I saw him go all the way up to 800. There's now, what, that's 11 now up of Trequillin, so we'll have to wait and see. But if you have, like, any of the 400k guys, like Bobby Bell, Emmanuel Ogba, like, that really is more just up to you and, like, your team. Like, if you only have one, like, to me, like, I have Bobby Bell. I think he's probably, what, 440 on the auction house. Like, I bought him for 400. I don't really have a rush to sell. Like, you can sell for 440, go ahead. Like, I'm just keeping mine, using them for my team. They aren't really, like, they've kind of shown that the worser the discard LTDs, like, they're not going to go up to 500, 600k. They're kind of just going to hover around 420 to 450, and, you know, you can time your sells, but they're more used just, like, per your team, for your loan. But yeah, you don't really, like, there's not an exact, like, I've always said LTDs, selling LTDs is all determined on your coin base and your situation. Do you need coins? Do you need them for your team? Right, it's all based on your situation. Every person should have a different sell price for every single LTD. It's not a universal number. While the buy price can be universal, the sell price is never universal. It's an individual market. Like, if you're broke, you shouldn't probably have a 450k LTD in your binder. You should probably sell it. You could use those coins for a lot better, but I'm not broke, so I don't necessarily need to rush out and sell my LTDs at the current moment. All right, that's LTDs. I need you guys to understand that LTDs are an individual thing when selling them off. I don't know your situation. All right, you know your situation the best. You know if you need coins. You know, you might be tired of holding these guys. You might just want to sell them off. I don't really know. But yeah, that's really my day one or my night one Blitz plan. I know we had to talk about a lot, and I know there is even, like, more to talk about. Like, we got the 93 double pack dropping at 8 p.m., but I feel like a lot of people are going to be sniping that pack, so I'm going to go after probably more so just general training. I'm going to be sniping those Blitz players a lot, as well as possibly going after my Team of the Week Matthew Berry cards. But again, that is just sort of not even, we don't even know the second half of day one of Blitz. This is just like night one plan, general 4 base investments we're going to be making all weekend. Comment if you have any questions, like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, peace.